Rusame reader, Rusame, and today I will be reading to you from Sinclaire Academy by Ivy127. Now, on to Chapter 6. America's Point of View. On a beautiful Saturday, Phil drove his car out of the student parking lot and passed through Sinclaire Academy's private road. Viet sat in the passenger seat while I was in the back seat. Today would be my first day out of the academy since I started studying here, so I decided to wear my comfiest clothes, a simple t-shirt that had Netto written on it, and some comfy pants. Today will be my first time going to the town square as well. It's the main shopping district in Hangrove, and most of Sinclaire Academy students go there during the weekend. Because I'm a homebody, and I immediately entered the academy before I could even settle into our new home, I haven't been there yet. Before we left, I called my mother to say goodbye and that I was going shopping. She agreed, and as long as I buy things I need before I spend for snacks. Mom really spoils the plan sometimes. It just so happens that my 2-week stock of chocolates has run out. I turned to look out the window and watched what we were going through. Sinclaire Academy's private roads are wide. Mom and I almost got lost when she brought me here on the first day. I feel like it's nice to walk around here because there are so many trees and the air is so fresh. But that doesn't seem like a good idea. If I had done that, my feet would have fallen off before I even reached the end of the long road. It is said that this private road was made to hide Sinclaire Academy from the eyes of outsiders. It's also said that you can only see the academy when you're halfway down the road because it's covered by tall trees. Shall we go shopping first or to the cafe that you mentioned? Viet asked Phil when we reached the main road. I suggest we go to the cafe first, then go shopping. We could go back to chill and buy pastries to take home. I answered. Phil told me earlier that the cafe we are going to makes the best cheesecake, and the thought of mouth-watering pastries was making me excited. I saw Phil smile in the rearview mirror. I agree, he exclaimed. I looked back at the window and admired the view outside, while Viet was busy with her phone and Phil was singing along to a song on the radio. My phone suddenly vibrated, indicating that I had a message. Queen Z stands for Queen Zealand. New Zealand put that name on my phone when she gave me her number the night we talked in the open field. My eyebrows furrowed as I read her message. I immediately sent her a reply. After a few minutes, my phone vibrated again, and New Zealand's reply blew me away. I didn't reply to her because I knew what she was saying. Don't doubt my choice, she said. I know I make unusual choices often. Sometimes I don't think about the decisions anymore. Was she talking about that? Thinking about what New Zealand meant, I didn't immediately realize that we were already in town square. My spirit woke up when Phil parked his car in front of the cafe called Na Patisserie. When we entered the cafe, I immediately smelled freshly baked pastries. Phil picked a spot near one of the glass windows for us to sit on. I can clearly see the view outside from here, and I could see people walking around in and out of stores, couples strolling together, and kids laughing. I found comfort while watching them because they looked so normal. Town Square looks like it belongs in a different era, because it has a vintage vibe. There were a few cars that pass here and there, because the roads were small. So it must be nice to walk around this place. What do you want, May? Phil asked. He was sitting across from me. What do you suggest? They serve awesome cheesecakes here, and their red velvet cakes are great too. I wanted to try their cheesecake, but I haven't had red velvet cake in a while. Should I just order red velvet cake, or maybe I should get both? But if we come back here later, I need to leave some space in my stomach. Why is it so hard to decide what to eat? Do we need to take you to court so you can make a proper decision? Phil joked. It must have been obvious that I was having a hard time deciding. Don't doubt your choice. New Zealand's words suddenly floated in my mind. Is that what she's referring to? Just cheesecake for me. Blueberry if you have it. Phil stood up and went to the counter to order. When he was gone, Viet suddenly spoke. I'm OP in your conversation, she said before letting out an awkward chuckle. By the way, you're not eating. I hope I'm like other vampires who can eat human food, she lamented while looking out the window. What do you mean? Most vampires go through a stage where their body decides if it wants human food or not. It's part of puberty. She inhaled deeply. When I was a kid, I could eat human food, but as I grew up, my body slowly rejected it and started preferring blood. So your body rejected human food? She nodded. A few years ago, my tongue developed a distaste for human food, and I started craving animal blood more. Whenever we would try to eat human food, I would puke. I was a total mess back then because my body was undergoing changes, so my mom advised me to stop eating human food and just live on animal blood alone. I started feeling better after doing that, she said. Some vampires are lucky because they just can have both human food and blood. Sadly, I'm not one of those. I looked at Viet with pity. It's obvious from her voice that she misses eating human food. I'm sure that if it happens to me, I'd lose it. It's so good to eat. But hearing those words from Viet made me realize that even though vampires are higher than us humans in the pyramid, not all of them have it easy. Could New Zealand be the same? I have never seen her eat, so I don't know. Whenever she was in the dining hall, she did nothing but sit her usual spot with her group. Maybe she just doesn't want to eat. A plate of blueberry cheesecake suddenly appeared in front of me. I looked up a little and saw that Phil had gotten it. He had a tray with only food. He placed a plate of strawberry cheesecake and a glass frappe in front of him, and then handed me another glass. I took it. I was about to take the blueberry cheesecake, but I felt awkward when I realized that Viet didn't have anything in front of her, and Phil and I have all of the sweet goodness. Knowing that she couldn't even eat it if she wanted to made me feel sad. Phil placed a transparent cup filled with red liquid in front of Viet. What's this? Viet asked while shaking the cup. Was that blood? Phil rolled his eyes. Of the three of us, you are the most familiar with it. I mean, what kind of blood is this? First year, bud. It's your favorite. It's okay if you skip the blood doses now, right? Phil smiled at her. You look like a meowing cat over there. Viet squealed in happiness as she hugged Phil. Thank you! You can only hug me for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times up. Let go. Viet let go and happily drank the blood. I shook my head at them. I took a bite of the blueberry cheesecake and moaned shamelessly because of the sudden burst of flavor. Maybe this is what New Zealand meant earlier. I didn't doubt my choice, and it was definitely worth it. A dozen of stores, hundreds of fittings, and 2 numbing feet later, we finally found the perfect masks for the ball. I chose white because it was the safest color since I don't know what dress to buy. We bought the masks and went to a store called Mademoiselle. I hope we can find dresses here because I'm so tired. Everything I ate earlier is gone and I need to recharge now. The 3 of us split up as we entered the store. A few minutes later, I heard Viet squeal somewhere. I hope that means she found a dress she likes. I looked at the clothes display. I avoided dresses that looked too expensive and focused on what I could afford. I'm only going to use it for one night, so I don't want to spend a lot. See anything you like, Bella? I jumped when I suddenly heard a voice that came from behind me. Did someone just call me Bella? I turned to see who spoke, and the beautiful face of a woman, I think was in her mid-30s or even early 40s, opened up to me. Is she a vampire? Oh, my name isn't Bella, it's America, I shyly told her. The lady laughed. Bella means beautiful in Italian, she said. Oh, she's already praising my beauty. I didn't even know it yet. I'm Italy, the owner of the store. I can help you pick a dress if you want. Now don't stop, you might be busy. Nonsense, come on. I know a suit that suits you. I couldn't help it when Italy said that because she immediately pulled me to the cash register where she was. She left me in front of it and then entered a door. Seconds later, she came out holding a white box. She opened the box and handed me the suit. Try this out, she said while grinning widely. Before my brain could even register what she handed me, she pushed me into a fitting room. I gathered my thoughts and looked at the dress that she gave me. It was a beautiful black vest with white sleeves and yellow tie. Lastly, black pants. I measured it and I couldn't fix it because I couldn't even reach the vest in the back. As I was struggling, I heard a knock on the fitting room door. May, you in there? Viet, help! Viet entered the fitting room and helped me with the suit. We looked in the mirror together, and she lifted and put down the vest. You're beautiful. I have a crush on you, Viet gushed as she looked me from head to toe. We won't lose. She gave me a thumbs up. Awesome choice, May. I took a good look at myself in the mirror. The suit fit me perfectly, and it emphasized my curves. I never knew I had, but wearing it made me feel uneasy because I was not used to wearing beautiful clothes like this. I left the fitting room feeling unsure. Don't doubt your choice. I just shook my head when I suddenly remembered New Zealand's text message. I don't know why that popped into my brain now. Italy clapped her hands with delight when she saw me. You look beautiful. Nice, Phil commented. He was carrying paper bags. I guess that means he and Viet had already bought their dress. Are you okay? I asked. I normally avoid black vests, but this will do. It would be a shame if I were to object, especially since the owner of the store had already chosen it for me. Don't worry, Bella. You look beautiful. Phil and Viet waited outside while I took off the dress and paid for it. Before I could ask Italy how much it was, she was ahead of me. It's free, she said, while handing me the paper bag that contained the neatly folded dress. There was a big smile on her face. Really? Are you serious? I asked, shocked. Do they really give out free clothes here in Hangrove? Is this normal, or is this a prank? The suit looked so beautiful and expensive, so why would Italy just give it to free for someone she doesn't even know? Yes, I'm serious. I've been looking for a man to match that suit for a long time. Every time someone comes into the store, I check to see if they have the traits I'm looking for to own that dress. And no, I'm disappointed every time, and I realize it's not there. But when I saw you walk in the door earlier, I knew right away that dress meant to belong to you. Why? What's so special about this dress? I wanted to ask her if the dress was cursed, but that would be rude, so I stopped myself. It's the first dress I ever made. I'm sorry, but I can't accept it. I pushed the paper bag back to her. I couldn't just take something so important to her. I still have time to find another dress. Take it, May. It would be a great honor for me to have one of my creations worn by you, she said, and then pushed the paper bag back at me. Why does she want me to take such a nice suit? What's so special about me? I can't. I'm serious. Take it, Italy said, and then she held both of my hands and placed the paper bag handle in one. Now, go before your friends wonder what's taking you so long. Thank you. I sincerely bowed at her before leaving because I couldn't think of any other way to express my gratitude to her. I smiled at her, and then I left the store. As I was walking towards Viet and Phil's place, something suddenly came to my mind. What if New Zealand was talking about the dress and not the cheesecake in her text message? What will I gain by wearing this dress?